Hey everybody, and welcome all of you to Unacademy, a platform that has helped thousands of students across the country to crack toughest of examinations with the help of top educators, quality content, and of course, not to forget the great learning experience. Therefore, together, let us crack 9th and 10th examination with Unacademy's access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Tasneem Ahmed, and I have completed my master's and MPhil in English. I have also been certified in TESOL, and I have trained 1,000+ students, and I also have 8 years of professional teaching experience. Therefore, be rest assured when it comes to learning English from me, you are in safe hands. Well, today's topic is pronouns and the types. Before I jump into pronouns and then tell you what are the different types, let me tell you what you will get on Unacademy once you become the subscriber. Well, you get daily live classes, you do get live tests and quizzes, and you also get the structured courses and, of course, the unlimited access to all our live and recorded courses. You can also connect with us on Telegram application with the given link. You'll have to download the Unacademy, you'll have to download the Telegram application and then you'll have to type this link on the URL. 10th if you are in 10th and 9th if you are in 9th. Well, if you are not on Unacademy yet, then you will have to download this application. Look for it on your either on your Play Store or on the App Store, and then install it, and then you will have to look for goals, as in manage goals. And once you go to the page, you'll have to select the goal, and then it will take you to this particular page. Once you've done that, it will take you to the subscriptions available. Well, Unacademy offers you two different subscriptions. One Unacademy subscription and another one, the Iconic subscription. Well, the difference over here is that the Iconic subscription comes with a mentorship. Well, there will be a personal mentor for yourself who will assist you whenever you need any type of assistance. All right. But the advantage of these courses, of these subscription, is that it already comes with a discounted rate, and with the code TA01, you get additional 10% of discount. Therefore, you can now use my code, and you can use that additional 10% of discount next time when you are buying the Iconic subscription. Well, you can also unlock the free content with my code. That is, you'll have to download the procedure is pretty much the same. Download the Unacademy Learning, login, and look for the menu button, and then go to invite code and type in my code, which is TA01, and then click on unlock, and you will be able to get or access the free content that has been given by Unacademy. All right. Having said that, now let us proceed to the topic of the day, which is pronouns and the types. Well, the first question is, what is a pronoun? Well, pronoun is a replacement of a noun. Let me tell you how. Let us take a look at this. Ben laughed hysterically at Ted. Now we have two nouns over here. One is Ben and another one is Ted. Now these two are our nouns. Now let us take a look at another example, which is he laughed hysterically at him. Now we have replaced this Ben into he and Ted into him. Now what do we have here? We have he and we have him. Now these words which have been replaced by the nouns are called as pronouns. That's what we call as a pronoun. We have many different types of pronouns, and which are personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, reflexive and emphatic pronouns, relative pronouns, and of course the interrogative pronouns. Now let us move on to learning these pronouns one by one. Number one, personal pronouns. Now, personal pronouns are referred to people, animals, and things, and they are further divided into first person, second person, and of course, third person. Let me take you through these one by one, or let me show you that in a glimpse. Well, first person, Just a moment, let me take a different color. Yep. First person is when you are referring to people, that is I, as in I, the one who is speaking. All right, the one who is speaking. In plural, we say, sorry, in objective case, that is in subject's place, you use I. In objective case, you use me. And in plural, you use we. And in objective situation for plural, you use us. With second person, it is pretty much the same in all the positions, singular, object, or subject, or plural, or object. Doesn't matter, you remains intact all through. Then comes the third person, which in subject's place and in singularity, we use words like he, she, and it. And in objective case, we use him, her, and it. And in plural subject case, we use they. And in objective case, we use them. Let me give you the examples of these in both subjective case and objective case. All right. For first person, what did I tell you? We use I and we, and then me and us. These in objects places and these in subjective cases. All right. I drive to my workplace every day. I, your subject. All right. Here, we drive to work every day. The plural, as in we, referring to more than one. We is your subject. Now, she told me. Now, me is your object. All right. She told me that she would be late. Emily forced me to work all week on the project. They warned us. Now, this is your object, of course. They warned us about the repercussions. Now, these are your first person pronouns in subject and objective cases. Well, the incorrect usage of me, we often tend to use me in an incorrect way. Let me clarify that. Supposing if you say she and me, here, this is your subject, right? But me can only be used in object's place, isn't it? So you have used it in an incorrect way. You are not supposed to use me over here, but instead you are supposed to use I like this. She and I were working together on a project. This is your correct usage, and this is your incorrect usage. You can't say she and me. You will have to say she and I. All right. Next is the second person, which is you, which I told you that it is intact in all the positions, in all the cases, in all the number. Like even in subjective case, you can talk to management about that. In objective case, I had informed you about the repercussions. But even in plural sense, it's going to be you. Let us now move on to third person singular and plural in subject and subjective and objective case. Subjective case is when you use it in subject's place like this. She, he, it, and they. They is your plural pronoun. She chose to decline the proposal. He is not interested in gossiping. It is imperative that we take good care of our parents. They are affected by the virus. All these are our subject, third person pronouns. In objective cases, he informed her about the change. He didn't ask him to come over. He informed them about the change. He didn't ask them to come over. These are your objective cases, third person, plural, both singular and plural. All right? Moving on, we have possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns are words like mine, his, hers, yours, ours, and theirs. Well, let me tell you one thing. There is no apostrophe over here. You do not use apostrophe at all. It is used without an apostrophe to show the possessions or possessiveness of something. What is the meaning of possessive, by the way? Possessive means ownership or says about the belongingness, like this. This book is hers. No apostrophe over here whatsoever. No apostrophe. All right. His or hers. This house is theirs. This is mine or ours. Suppose you say, this is her book. This is their book. This is our book. Then, in this particular case, her, their, our is not your pronoun, but it is your determiner. Either you call it as a determiner, or you can also refer to it as your adjective. These possessive pronouns do not take the apostrophe even though they show possession. Like I told you, they do not take the apostrophe. All right. Now let us move on to the next one, which is demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative pronouns are words like this, that, these, those, and such. Pronouns which point out or direct us towards the objects are or people we are referring to are called as demonstrative pronouns. Like, this is the book I was looking for, these are my scores. And when you say this and these, you refer to things which are closer in time or in space. This is for singular, these is for plural. We also have words like that and those, like that is a very good restaurant, or those are very expensive. When things are pretty far away from us in space and time, then we use that and those. That for singular and these for those for plural. People are now scared to socialize. Such is the reality of 2020. This also is our pronoun. Interrogative pronouns are words like what, which, who, whom, and whose. Examples are: what is the situation at the moment? Which is the main point here for us to remember. Who is with him? To whom should we address this to? Whose is this? Now, these are interrogative pronouns. However, do not confuse these with determiners like this. What name should you call you with? Which car is yours? Whose pen is this? Why would you call these as determiners and not as pronoun? Because now we have a noun over here, and the interrogative word is in front of a noun and not functioning like a pronoun, but this is functioning like your adjective, or you can also call it as a determiner. But here, this is your pronoun because there is no noun here, right? Can you see any noun over here? Of course not. Therefore, these are your pronouns and these are your adjectives or determiners. Indefinite pronouns are those which specify unknown people or unknown things. They don't say who or what exactly, but randomly mention someone or something. And they are divided into three. They can be used in singular or in plural form, or sometimes in both the formations. And in singularity, we have words like each one, everyone, everything, someone, something, none, one, anybody, everybody, somebody, nobody, either, neither, little, and less. And in plural, we have words like many, most, several, both, few, others, more. And there are a few words which you can use it in both the formations, in singularity or in plural as well, like more, all, any, none, some, more, and also most as well. Let me take you through the examples of these pronouns. Let's first learn about singular indefinite pronouns, which are anybody or anyone can participate at the fiesta. None were aware about his absence. Each one should give it in writing. Neither is an acceptable choice. Either is fine. Everything was just in vain. Little did I know that she is not coming. I didn't think much before I said it out loud. Much has been spoken about women's safety, and yet women feel unsafe. All these words are your singular indefinite pronouns. All right? All right, now let us go on to plural indefinite pronouns. Like many attended the party, several have declared their hatred towards violence. Both are spelling those words correctly. Few think it's all right to be opinionated, whereas others think it's not. Now, these are plural indefinite pronouns. Now, let us take a look at the words which are used in both the scenarios, singular and also plural. Like all of these, cheese was eaten. Cheese is a singular word, right? So all of the cheese, all of the apples. Here it's a plural noun. So we are using this in plural form now. Similarly, are any of these apples edible, or is any of this cheese edible? You can see we have used it in plural and singular form as well. None of that cheese is edible. Here, none in singularity. None of those apples are edible in plural form. All right. Similarly, some of the chicken is burned, some of the apples are rotten, some in singularity and in plural as well. So these pronouns can be used interchangeably in singularity and in plural form as well. The next one is the reflexive pronoun. Well, words like which end with self, like myself, herself, yourself, uh, or themselves. These are singular forms, and in plural forms, we have themselves, ourselves, and yourselves in plural forms, which are used after the verb. Focus on this after the verb to show the action reflected back on the subject. Let me give you an example to clarify this. She spoke to herself. Who did she speak to? Herself. Here, the action is getting reflected back upon the one who has performed it. That's why the word herself over here functions like your reflexive pronoun. All right. The next one is they often asked whom? Themselves. They often asked themselves the same question. So this is your reflexive pronoun. Next one, I tell who? Myself every day not to give up. Reflected back on myself. He talks to whom? Himself. So this is your reflexive pronoun. So these are your reflexive pronouns which come. Another thing that you have to focus is they come after the verb. That is finite verb. Emphatic pronouns are and reflexive pronouns are lookalikes. They look same, like himself, herself, myself, yourself, themselves, ourselves. But unlike the reflexive pronouns, they emphasize or stress on the subject. Well, the word is self-explanatory. Emphatic as in emphasize, as in giving importance to. Importance to whom? Let's take an example and understand. She herself came up with the plan. Who came up with the plan? She herself. Now, when you say herself, you are in fact emphasizing. Hence, it is called as emphatic pronoun. Similarly, I myself will ask them all to leave. As in, who will ask? I myself. Similarly, they themselves. He himself. Now, when you use these pronouns in this formula, then you call them as emphatic pronouns. Let us move on to the difference between reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronouns. Well, reflexive pronouns reflect back. Reflexive pronouns reflect back on the subject and ask the question to whom. Check the position of the pronouns, and they are used in objective case. They are used in objective case like this. She spoke to herself. Now this is your object over here. All right. She spoke to herself, and you can see that we have used the verb and it is used afterwards. She spoke to herself. The action is getting reflected over there. They often asked themselves, action being reflected, but emphatic pronouns emphasize or stress on the subject and ask the question who. And they check the position. Well, the position over here is subjective case. Here it is an objective case, whereas here it is in subjective case. You can see for yourself. She herself. This is where your finite verb is, but you have herself in front of the finite verb, which makes it as a subjective case. She herself came up with the plan. You can see here it is after the verb, here it is before the verb. I myself. So when it is before the verb, you call it as emphatic pronoun. When it is after the verb, you call it as reflexive pronoun. The other difference that you have is the exclusion of pronoun changes the meaning and doesn't make sense. As in, supposing when you say she spoke to herself every day, now let us omit herself and read it out. How would you sound? How would you say that? She spoke to every day. To whom did she speak? Well, she spoke to herself, but where is it? Well, you needed to make that as a sensible statement, and that is your reflexive pronoun. Now here, if you eliminate the emphatic pronoun, the meaning of that particular sentence remains intact and it doesn't change. How? Let us see. She herself came up with that plan. Now let us eliminate it and realize like this. She came up with that plan. Does it affect the sentence in any way? Did it affect the meaning? Certainly not. Therefore, this is our reflexive pronoun. When you use it over here, you are only using it to emphasize the noun over there. That's it. All right? Now let us move on to the next pronoun, which is relative pronoun, which look like this, which is who, whom, which, where, whose, and of course that. These pronouns relate back to someone or something to refer to or someone or something in a sentence. They also connect clauses and they also describe the nouns. Hence, they are also called as relative adjectives as well. Now, let us talk about how to use who in a sentence and how that functions. Who is used with people and it replaces the subjects like the girl. Now, this is our noun, right? Who took my bag is standing near the gate. The girl who, now this clause over here, take a look. Who took my bag? The girl is standing near the gate. Which girl is talking? Are you talking about which girl is standing near the gate? The one who took my bag. Now that word WHO is your pronoun, which is replacing the noun girl and it is describing the girl. Similarly, Ronnie is here again. Which Ronnie? Who dropped me off yesterday? That Ronnie. So who is your relative pronoun? Now let us talk about whom, and here whom is used with objects or in objects place. Now he met the girl. Which girl? Whom he was looking for. Now the girl is your object here, isn't it? So this is referred to this noun. So that's your object and that is why it is used in objects place. She spoke of him. Him who? Whom she regarded highly. Here, whom is your relative pronoun. The next one is the word whose and where. Now, whose is used to show possession, like this. This is the girl whose bag I took. Whose bag was it? The girl's bag. So this is the word which shows the possession. Therefore, this is your relative pronoun. Similarly, that is the boy whose phone keeps ringing all the time. So whose is your relative pronoun. Now where is obviously referred to places and locations like this. This is a place where I live. That store where I usually park my bike is closed. So the where over here is your relative pronoun. Now let us talk about which and that. Well, which and that are used interchangeably and they talk about things and animals. Which speaks particularly about things and animals like this. My book, which I left on the table, is missing. The dog, which used to bark all night, is dead. Now here, which is your relative pronoun. But that is also used with things, animals, and also with people as well. Unlike which, unlike is used only with things and animals, whereas that is used with people along with things and animals like this. This is the dress that I want to buy. This is the man that I meet every day at work. The cat that I saw yesterday is Mrs. Peterson's. Now here you can see we have used a thing, people, person, of course, the man, and the animal as well. So that and which function similarly, but which is used with things and animals, whereas that is used with people as well. So that's about relative pronoun. Let me quickly take you through the recap of what we have learned just now. We learned about pronouns. Pronouns are the replacements of nouns. Oh, let me just switch the color of the pen. Yeah, there you go. So pronouns are the replacement of nouns. We have personal pronouns like I, you, we, us, he, she, it, and they. We have demonstrative pronouns like this, that, these, those, and such. Indefinite pronouns like everyone, everything, all, someone, few, someone, anyone, and many. They are divided in singular and plural. We have interrogative pronouns like which, what, why, when, where, and whom. And then you have reflexive and emphatic pronouns like herself, yourself, ourself, himself, themselves. And then you have relative pronouns like which, who, whom, whose, that, and where. And then you have possessive pronouns as well, like his, hers, mine, ours, and theirs. So these are the pronouns that you must be aware of being a ninth or a 10th grader. Well, thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Do make sure you use my code, which is TA01, when you are unlocking or subscribing to Unacademy. And do make sure that you hit that bell icon. Having said that, let's crack CBSE 9th and 10th examination with Unacademy. Goodbye. Have a good day.